Hi, this is Maria, and I'm not entirely sure who else is with me right now, or if it's just me by myself, or what have you. But I'm really excited. I've got good news. I've got an appointment next week with a therapist. It took me almost 10 calls to 5 different offices or people, which was really kind of disheartening, and that didn't include the time spent with my oldest going through listings in Psychology Today, trying to find a therapist that not only had trauma listed as something that they worked with, but also dissociative disorders. Um, Given everything that's going on with me, I didn't really want to have to fight with someone who doesn't believe in it or doesn't have the experience in it and trying to give me other diagnoses. It's not that I don't have other things necessarily, but those aren't really what I'm really super concerned with right now. Um, it's actually been it's kind of a relief, because even though I was trying to be cool about, no, it's okay, I can't do it right now, things really have been accelerating with me. So feels like I really need to see someone. Um, I have memories resurfacing, and I I seem to have more alters popping up, and they're trauma holders. So it's not so much that they're coming to the fore as people so much as it is what they hold and what it means that they're coming forward. Um, I most recently just had someone come out, and he was a toddler, and I don't know who he is or who he was. Um, Literally just took control. He didn't have control of the thinking process. So, me and one of the other alters were kind of talking him through taking care of the ducks, singing the song for the ducks. He was just fascinated. And when we started walking back to the house and he looked around the farm, my oldest was like, I was pretty worried you were going to go wandering off on me because you were walking like you were going to start wandering off somewhere. And I was like, yeah, it sounds about the right age. So, but one of the things that he kept thinking, saying, sometimes I don't know if we're reading each other's thoughts or, how that works, but was this wasn't like where he was before. This wasn't where he was before. And not like, oh wow, this is just a different place. It was like, I don't know that a place could be like this. Bright and open and sunny and okay. So it was scary. I mean, within a few statements from him, I kind of figured out things I didn't really want to know, which is I've got all these memories stuck in the back that he's got a sister who's younger than him. So go figure what that is. I've got 3 more young alters that have popped up. And it's worried me a little bit, like, why so many kids? The only thing I can think of is, first of all, that a lot of the stuff that dissociated me did happen as a child. But I also think that a lot of my adults have been more present, and that when the system came crashing down, they were the ones who took a siesta, and now I'm kind of stuck with, the bare skeletons of an adult support structure. And now there's a lot of teenagers and children, and the children aren't really supporting anything, but they're there, kind of running around. One of the things that the little boy mentioned was that everybody was having fun up front, and it felt really good. And so that's part of the reason that he came out, which makes me feel good because I've been working really hard to try to, sorry, I think I'm dropping my phone. I've been trying really hard to include everybody and to be included. Like we're kind of working together on that. I'm kind of done with the research portion of figuring out what's going on with me. I've been doing it for a long time up until like really recently. And I think I just sort of was like, nope, I've seen too many things. I actually watched a video today where someone was talking about, what was it? Sorry, I think that was someone else, but they cited a specific instance. It was how their system came to be, and the crash was just exactly like what happened with me. So I find these things all the time. Like it's really funny because I find out the nature of my altars. All of a sudden, one of the other content creators that I go to, they're doing a topic specifically on that type of altar. I had another one where it was like I had altars appear, and I think that they're new. It's a group of them, and almost immediately a content creator, a different one, had, hey, there's this. So it just seems like there's a lot of synchronicity that's going on, and I think it's to help me understand and deal with it on my own. But I don't think I can handle the stuff that's coming and the stuff that's back there and the stuff I kind of really don't want to look at because I don't think you want to look at it. So I'm cross fingers, hoping that this therapy goes well. One of the things I'm concerned about is that, well, there's a couple things. I had to find someone a couple hours away because there's really no one close. And for a few reasons I'm not going to get into. But one of the things that concerns me is that, there's the drive time. There's how hard it is on me to do that kind of turnaround driving. And there's also, with the coronavirus going around, coronavirus 19, there's some concern that, what happens if I have to get quarantined, if my therapist has to get quarantined, and it'll probably be me who gets quarantined. My immune system is not good. But I am really, really going to need to continue to talk to somebody, even if, like I don't even know what could possibly happen, like if a city gets shut down or something like that, because I don't know what this is. And I'm not particularly like freaking out, but it's one of those deals where I'm like, when I see my therapist, I'm going to talk to them about, can we set up video calling and do sessions that way? Maybe not all the time, but have a plan in place so that if for any reason I'm quarantined, they're quarantined, whatever, we can still have these talks. This is assuming that we work out. So trying to be a little proactive because I think this really is very, very important for me. Ever since my original system crashed, more and more people keep coming out, and my personal control, Maria's control of the system isn't as strong as it used to be. And I've had fears about, okay, what happens if someone else takes over and I'm not the one in front anymore? That's not, we've actually had a conversation about, I know, we've had a conversation about why right now that's not really the best thing to happen. And it's on a few fronts. So at least for right now, I'm kind of being propped up, and that's not an exaggeration. Everybody's working really hard, and sometimes it really, really shows up. Probably because the kids are popping out all over the place, and that to me sort of says something. And my one alter, Lacey, She's an age slider, 7 to 16, and she's honestly handling a lot of things, but I can tell. Like I was working on, I've joined a site, DIDOSDD1B, just like chat area, and someone started chatting with me, and the thing is that this was Lacey's baby because I'm trying to let her have more control. She's been one of the most consistent co-hosts with me and had the least opportunity to really be felt. So a lot of things that I'm doing right now are probably, to the people around me, would probably seem immature. But I feel like it's a fair thing. She's done all this work. I've got all the credit, and, it would suck to be a teenager and even a kid. And I would know this to not be able to do what you really want to do. So we joined this thing, and I'm sorry, I thought it was funny. But someone tried to chat with us, and they're being all casual, and I'm replying. The body's replying. I was there. Maria was there. But suddenly I became very aware that my writing was exceedingly stuffy and proper. And, it was like, what the heck is going on? And suddenly I realized I was planning and organizing and setting up a schedule and a timetable. And I was like, oh, my manager's responding to this message. And it's polite, but it was very distant and succinct and not a chat at all. It was almost like a, yes, thank you for your interest in my job, and, we'll contact you if we need you type of statement. So yeah. I'm sorry. Hang on, there's a few things going on here, but I'm sorry. Beetlejuiced a few people up to the front all at the same time. So anyway, he ended up coming out. My manager's he ended up coming out and explained who he was, because it was a safe place to do that, and let the person know that, hey, the system know that, hey, we're not trying to be rude. This is just our function. And they understood. And then Lacey popped on later and was like, yeah, sorry, I had a 2-day well-scheduled, well-managed outing, and, so the manager was out running everything. And this is my first chance to be out and be a kid. Woohoo. So, but like that kind of stuff's happening a lot, where Maria is becoming very aware of who's out, who's not. Sometimes it's really small stuff. Like I'll sit there and go, okay, who's super chill, or who's strong, or wait a minute, I'm being awfully analytical, or hey, there's emotion here. And, hey, there's a Jehovah's Witness at the door. Who's our resident spiritual leader right now? Oh, that's right, Ruth. Go get him. So, and that was a whole nother story, because that woman had reptile eyes. Okay, complete digression here. And hi, this is Lacey. She had reptile eyes. I am not lying. I don't know how long she was here. But her pupils were literally vertical. There was no circle on them. I watched the entire time. Not only that, but there was this really weird, like, if you watch this video, you can see this light reflecting. Like, there's a light right there, okay? She had a light just like that, like right along her where her pupils were. And it was like a little pinprick of yellow light. And, like, I kept staring at her eyes, and eventually she tried to not make eye contact. but I've never seen anything like it. And I looked it up. I couldn't find anything. So if you watch me, which there's like a handful plus of you, it's almost just a handful. But if you watch me and you've heard anything like this, please, 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 please let me know, because we're all a little bit like, oh, conspiracy theory kind of stuff. So, that was our big story for today. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. So, yeah, I'm really sorry. Oh, hang on. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have a headache. So there's been some serious switching in and out. Like that's what you just saw kind of has been happening to me a lot. Like just then, it was me and Lacey who popped out to tell you the whole interesting story, and then the manager. If you heard my voice drop, that was the manager, and he was up there and he was trying to get things organized because Lacey didn't know what she was doing. He didn't really know what he was doing. I know what I'm doing, but they both kind of needed to get out of the way so I could come talk. It really does get to be a little bit like if you have a window, my eyes are the window, and you look out of it, but there's like more than one of you. So like you'll get faces pressed everywhere. It's really really interesting. I've had some interesting things happen with me in that regard too, but a lot of times it's I think I had a huge Pokemon headache. I don't remember what we were doing, probably at a gym battle or something, and like it felt like everyone in my head was right there behind my eyes, like literally right there, pushing on the back of my cornea. And sorry. And I just had to say, look, back off, back off, back off, back off. You can still see. It's a whole bunch of C, just you don't need to be right there. Like, so, I imagine this amphitheater type of thing, and it pretty much chilled out after that. But it left me with a terrible headache. So definitely in need of therapy. I don't know so much for handling my alters, handling my system. It's been a weird thing for me to sit there and begin to accept that I'm an alter. So, like, we were on Pickaroo making a little cartoon avatars of ourselves, and that was really fun. But I made some too. Maria made some too. Because I'm an alter, and that's such a bizarre concept, probably for you guys too, because you're sitting here going, well, we've only ever known you as Maria, and when we've dealt with you, it's only been as a single person. And if we noticed random changes, we were just like, well, that's Maria. And now there's this whole thing where I don't necessarily have to be here, and sometimes I'm actually not, or sometimes I'm farther in the back. So like when that whole snafu just happened with Lacey and Daniel and me. Daniel's my manager. Sorry, Daniel. I don't know if he wanted you guys to know, but there you go. I think he would have shut me up. But when stuff like that happens, that's like proof to me, you know, like, I mean, literally, we were like three people in a very small room shuffling around. There's the control panel, and we were literally getting in each other's way. Um, and you know, it would be very easy for me to just, you know, step outside the door, watch from the doorway, and let them run the show, or to even just walk away. And that's definitely been a thought for Maria, because, like, the people who have been up here the longest haven't been huge co-hosts except for Lacey. They have been co-conscious with me in different ways. So, like, some of my writer alters or artistic alters or musical alters, they are in the room and may help me with this, that, or the other, but I'm still the one going, okay, do this, do that. I very rarely am not running the whole show until now, and now I'm not running the whole show. And like when the little kid popped out, I was literally like a mother, just hand on his shoulder, going, okay, you need to walk away from the fun little animals, and you need to let me do this. And like any toddler, he, like, they had something, a hold of something that they wanted. It was like, nope. And I had to go, okay, I need someone a lot more stable to take care of this for me. God, this has gone on too long. I can't see anything short. Okay, so interruptions don't help. But anyway, so the big news is therapist. Seeing them next week, and hopefully setting up something, so, you know, because I'm assuming I'm gonna get sick. Although, like, I caught the swine flu and had it for one day, so, which, yeah, I know. Everybody's like, no, you have to have it for weeks. According to my doctor, nope, just one day. So I might catch this and drop dead, or might not catch it, which is, I don't think that's as likely. I think I'll catch it. But you never know with me. I might be sick for a day, I might drop dead. It's a nice little range of possibility for me. I think on that morbid note, I'm going to stop because I'm tired and I'm babbling. So, anyway, I hope you're all staying healthy, and bye.